Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Patnum. So how you all doing, guys? Hope you're good today and I hope you're doing great. Today I'm going to show you how to make this Maxi padded tote bag. So this could be with an African print, with a plain fabric, totally depends on what you want. So before I got here, all I did was to cut out the size that I needed, okay? So you can see it's an African print I'm working with here, and the size is what, 36 inches in length. It could be 34, it could be 35, it could be 36, while the width is what, 22.5. So which means that 1 yard of fabric can serve you 2 pieces. Okay, so you know a yard is 36, right? And the length of an African print is by 45. So when you bring 1 yard and you split it into 2 along the by 45 in length, so you have 2 pieces worth of this fabric. I hope you understand. So in all, what I'm trying to say is what we have here is what, 36 inches in length and 22.5 inches what in width. Okay, yes, and of course, like I said, it can be 34 in length, it can also be 35. It's fine, right? Okay, so now what I'm doing now is, you can see I'm placing hemming gum on the foam. Okay, so this foam is what I'm using what to layer it. Okay, this is what is going to, give it that padded what effect, right? And for us to be able to have our fabric stick properly to this foam, you have to apply something underneath, and for this case I'm using hemming gum. There are other options. You can also use like the regular gum, the one you can get from the furniture, use making the shoe making gum. Yes, you can also use that one. You can also use a spray gum. In fact, I would have preferred a spray gum, but it's quite scarce. Like I can't have tried to get it, but it seems to be very, very scarce. Okay, so that one you just spray on the foam and carefully place your fabric, you're good to go. But since I don't have that, the next option for me is to use what, my hemming gum. And of course, you use a light to be able to stick this properly. Then if you're going to use the regular gum, like the shoemaker gum, then you also have to be careful, because of the stickiness, right? You touching it can make it quite sticky here and there, so you can also use that, but you just have to be careful. But in all, whichever one you're using, you have to make sure that what, the fabric is smoothened on the surface. So you can see the way I'm placing my hemming gum here, you can see that I'm making sure that I smoothen the surface before ironing, because any mistake, you cannot take it off. It will be difficult because the foam there is quite soft, and of course the fabric, so it will be messy. So you have to be very careful when you are aligning your fabric to the foam with your gum. And for this foam, you can also get it from the furniture store. So this is a size 0.5. okay, so if you just get to the furniture store and ask for half-inch foam, they have different sizes, but half-inch foam, that is the size I'm working with, a suitable word for this one. So that's what I use. Okay, so once I carefully iron my fabric to my foam, then I can now move over to start sewing it. So you can see what I'm doing here. Yes, and also the way I've cut, you can see the size of my fabric is also the size of the foam, right? 36 by 22.5. The same thing will be what for my lining as well. Now for my lining, what I did was to place my pocket on it. So you can see my lining, like I said, is also the same size. But one thing I also advise is you can make your lining to be a bit wider. It can be wider by 3 inches. So instead of 22.5, you can add about 3 inches. So this is just to avoid any form of shortages when you're turning it with the lining. I hope you understand. Yes. So see me placing my pocket on the lining. All I did was to locate the center of this lining, right, when I folded into 2, and I came down by 6 inches, 5 or 6 inches, then you place your pocket. So all I'm going to do is to sew what, on 3 sides. So on 3 sides, then one part will be left open, which is supposed to be the opening of the pocket. And this pocket is just a plain fabric of the size of the fabric can be 10 by 10 inches, can be 9 by 9 inches, can even be 8 by 8 inches. Just go ahead and fold it in on 3 sides, and also hem the top just like you see here, and that's it. Then you place it on your lining, then top stitch on 3 sides. So I'm going to be doing that much later. So that's just it for the lining. Okay, yes. So once this is done now the next thing I did now, after placing my fabric on the foam, making sure that the gum has, it has sticked properly, then I went ahead to start marking. So these markings are going to be straight lines. It's just me creating an intervals, okay, of straight lines. So it could be 2 inches, it could be 3 inches, but I worked with 3 inches, okay. So just make a straight markings, and these lines are going to be a guide. That's how I'm going to sew, okay. Yes, so just make a straight line, because it doesn't end in you sticking your fabric to the foam. You have to make this sew, right? Yes, so that it would, this is a way of, number one, it will give it that design effect and also help your fabric to stick very well, right? You don't just work with the gum, because sometimes the gum would end up fading away and it will become messy. So this is the best way to work with it. So at this stage, I've done drawing my lines, and of course sewn my pocket to the lining. Then for the strap is the handle of the bag. I used 28 inches in length. You could do 26, you could do 27, you could do 28. So just 28 inches strap by 4 inches in width. Just go ahead and make your sew, and that will give you your handle. Okay, yes, so that's what I did. Then for my foam and my fabric, now you can see I'm going now to start sewing. I'm sewing on those lines that I've already marked. So you really need a bit of patience to do that, especially if you are doing this for the first time. It could be it could be a quite stressful if you don't take your time, because the fact that you have to fold the foams and all that. So you really need a bit of patience to do this. So once I'm done sewing on all those lines, I'll just trim it, all the excesses there, and this is what we have. You can see our fabric. This is good to go right now. So the next thing now is to go ahead and start sewing my handle to it. But before that, I needed to be sure that my lining is aligning very well with my fabric, okay, so which is what I did here. Remember, I said the lining should be wider, okay, so subsequently I'll be making my linings wider, although this one, the lining wasn't really wide, just a little bit, about 1 inch, but you just make like 2 or 3 inches wider, just to avoid any form of shortages, especially if you are trying this for the first time. Okay, so once I did that, right, I've confirmed that my lining is okay. Then I went ahead to start fixing my strap. So I have to bring my fabric together like this and fold it into 2 so that I can notch the center. I'm trying to get the center of the top of this fabric, you can see. So once I've done that, it's from that center now I will mark the spacing for my fixing the handle. So you see, from the center I'm marking 2.5 inches apart. 2.5 inches apart, you can see. So that's where I'm going to fixing the hand of this bag. You can see this. So 2.5 inches apart. So I'll take my handle now, my already sewn strap. I'll go ahead and place it at different points. So you do this out. So first of all, I'm using my pin to just hold this down. Then of course you do the same thing for the other side as well. So you can see this. So once you're done now, then you go ahead and sew. Go ahead and top stitch on that handle so that you have it firmly. Okay, yes. So once I'm done, you can see what we have now. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to go ahead and join the sides. But before I join the sides, I need to create that flat bottom effect. Okay, so it has a flat bottom effect of this bag. So in order to do that, I'll be marking 2.5 inches. See where I'm placing my tape? From the top, from the bottom I mark 2.5, and from the side as well I mark 2.5. So 2.5, 2.5. So it's giving you a square cutout. So you can see what I'm doing. Just cut that out, a square shape there, you can see, and this is what we have. So I'll do the same thing for the other side as well, you can see. So now the next thing of course is to go ahead and sew. Just sew with 0.5 inches from top to the end, right? And of course do the same thing for the other side. Now that I've done that, now The next thing now is to create the actual bottom effect. So this is the first process. The next one now is to, you can see where we have that opening. Now we're going to be giving it what? A notch. We're giving it a notch here, you can see. Then I'll go ahead what and align this, that notch part, I'll align it what to the side joining. Very, very important. Let that opening, the notch part align, very, very important. It has to align what with the side join. You can see what I'm demonstrating. Yes, so it has to align. So you can even use your pin to what hold it down just to put it in place. Okay, yes. So once you have done that now, then you go ahead and sew again. So you make a 0.5 inches sew, and of course you will still do the same thing for the other side. Mind you, whatever you're doing on this main piece, you're also going to do the same thing on the lining, just the same thing. All right, so you can see I'm done on both sides. Now we have created that flat bottom surface, and of course I've already done the same thing on my lining. Okay, so the next thing now will be what to turn this on the from the inside, you see. So we look at how the bag is already looking. You can see how beautiful this is looking already. So the next thing now will be what to go ahead and turn it all out with the lining. So I'm going to be wearing my lining in. So you can see, if you look at this very well, this is like the right sides what are facing each other. The right sides are facing each other. So what am I trying to say? You can see the lining we're seeing now, the back side is what we should be seeing on the outside. Okay, and also very important, make sure that the handle is tucked in. Very, very important, make sure that the handle what is tucked inside that handle, not on the main bag. Okay, yes. So once you've achieved this, then you go ahead what and sew round. Okay, now for you to sew round, it's also important to make sure that the side joinings are matching and the center points are matching. So the side joining of the main bag is matching with that of the lining, and the same thing with the center point. So this is just going to help you what make a good sew, so that when you have any excesses on the lining, you will find a way to pleat it by the sides. I hope you understand. Yes, so that's it. So at this point, I've gone ahead to sew it all around. Now the next thing now will be what to create an opening. Now the opening could be 4 or 5 inches. You can see I'm using my seam ripper to create an opening. So that opening now is where I'm going to be turning it all out. You can see I'm going ahead what to turn it all out, and after that you can see what we have. So next thing now will be to close up that opening. Close that opening where we turned it all out from. Okay, and once that is done, we can now tuck in our lining. So you can see it's already what's coming alive, like this is already looking all good. Now the next thing now will be what to sew on this lining, because you can see the lining is protruding out. So you need to push it all in, and the only way you can do that now is to sew round. Okay, by pushing in the lining. Okay, so you have to push in the lining. You can see what I'm doing here, pushing the lining like so, while you go ahead and top stitch round. So this way the lining will not be protruding outside. Okay, so we're going to take this all the way round. You can see how it's looking already. You can see this now. So of course, after this now, you can still go ahead and still go in 1 inch and sew round if you want, but this is okay, because when I fix my zipper now, my zipper will still go in again, right? And it will still help to push the lining more inside. I hope you understand. So of course, the next thing now is to fix my zipper, and fixing the zipper, you have to make sure that you start sewing from the side joining. Just make sure that your zipper starts from that side join. You can see I'm marking it on the inside there. Yes, so you can give some space, about 0.5 inches space, right? Yeah, while you're sewing, so that you'll be able to tuck in the edge of the zipper. I did that in subsequent ones, so you can also want to do that as well. I hope you understand. So right now I'm going ahead to sew my zipper. You can see, just go ahead and keep sewing. So this one is not the regular zipper we fix on our clothes. You can use that one as well, but this one is more suitable. I'll recommend this when you are making bags like this. Okay, this is just that long zipper where it will just go around, then you end up fixing the zipper hook. Okay, yes, so that's just it. So I'm done sewing this now. I'm just trying to put my bag in place. I used my pin to hold it down while I'll go ahead one and attach what my zipper hook. You can see, so I'll fix my zipper hook. So after fixing my zipper hook now, you can see my bag is ready. You can see it's ready, guys. So the next and final thing now will be to, close up that edge. Okay, I'm using also a piece of fabric to do that. Just double a fold of the fabric and go ahead and sew. This is just to cover up the edge of that zipper. I trimmed it up, and of course I finished up with my lighter just to hide any rough edges there. And that is it, guys. You will believe it or not, this bag is ready. Yes, guys, we have come to the end of this one. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me on this one, and I hope you do find this helpful. Please don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, share with friends, share with your sewing communities. I will really appreciate this a lot. To all my existing subscribers, I appreciate you guys as always. And if you're new here, I also want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me on this one. Thank you so much, guys. I am so super excited. Like, this tutorial has been long overdue. I should have made this before now, but I'm happy I'm doing this now. And trust me, again, this is one of the ways you can still make an extra income. This bag is like one of my best selling right now. I make these boots in wholesales, and this is so beautiful. See you on the next one. Bye.